Harper government is also very busy preparing for the next level of unregulated trade and investment agreements, all aimed at one thing, and that is opening up subnational procurement. Anywhere, we're still trying to figure the exact number, from $100 billion to $200 billion of public money annually spent by provinces, municipalities, schools, universities, and so on everything from social services, road construction, and water systems to maintaining a clean and safe environment. This subnational procurement, was left out of deals like NAFTA. Now, transnational corporations have long sought to eliminate the ability of government to take action that affects their bottom line, like regulation to global climate change. There are three fronts who are going to provide powerful new tools for challenging both types of government actions. The first is the move to use the Agreement on Internal Trade to bring the provinces under the discipline of international trade regimes and adopt an investor-state enforcement mechanism similar to Chapter 11 of NAFTA, whereby corporations would be able to sue different provinces if they find higher standards in one province than another. Alberta and British Columbia have already signed this dangerous practice, and Ontario and Quebec just signed a deal that allows a private tribunal to impose multi-million-dollar penalties on provincial taxpayers for policies or laws it considers unfair barriers to trade. At risk is a broad array of actions that a government might take to protect the community it serves, such as Ontario's Green Energy Act, which creates local jobs through green investment. The second, I call these the perfect storm of new trade fronts. The second is the Canada-European Union Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement. You may not have heard of it. This first major negotiation just took place in Ottawa 2 weeks ago. Our 200 European negotiators came here, and will greatly surpass NAFTA in its scope and ambition if it's ever signed. The European Union has made it abundantly clear that there is no deal unless all provincial and municipal procurement is on the table and the rules that govern them are included. This Canada-European Union Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, or CETA, would allow private European companies to compete directly for local contracts and challenge any regulatory trade barriers that stand in their way, such as subsidies to alternative energy sources, support for local food and manufacturing production, and just transition programs. It would also give the world's two largest water companies, Suez and Veolia, which come from France and which really support this deal, access to bid on water utility contracts right across Canada and to compete with local utilities. And as well, under the most favored nation provision of NAFTA, any new access to our market that Canada gives to European corporations must be offered equally to NAFTA partner corporations, so that's companies from the US and Mexico, who would also have equal rights to challenge progressive climate policies and others. So the third of these trade fronts is a proposal by the Harper government to get an exemption to Barack Obama's one-time Buy American condition of his stimulus package by offering American corporations, this is what Harper's offering, unfettered access to provincial and municipal contracts, knowing that the US states will never abandon 75 years of tradition to protect their local economies. American trade analyst Chris Sands bluntly states that Canada has to be willing to put everything on the table to even have a chance of getting an exemption. And we can imagine that American energy companies will have a long list of rules and standards they would like to eliminate. So this is the true agenda of our government and is totally incompatible with a commitment to genuine climate action. And it is why the Harper government has no intention of bringing a serious plan to Copenhagen, and frankly isn't even pretending. It is also why those of us who promote sustainable climate policies and climate justice must join together to fight these new trade threats as we continue to fight the many dangerous provisions of NAFTA, including its energy clauses that are behind the exploitation of the tar sands. The world needs a different model if we are to survive. There will still be trade in our sustainable world, but it will not rule us, and it will not limit our ability to dream a different world into being. Looks like our leaders are failing us. Looks like we must step up to the plate. Thank you.